Gianfranco Viesti, the president of the Fiera del Levante, declared, "The new Fiera del Levante pavilion, built over the years thanks to financing from the region, is finally up and running. We are working to also use it as an alternative, as a congress center and quarters for events, meetings, spectacles and concerts. We have to enhance to the maximum the worth of what we already have to help the economy of the region. The pavilion will soon be officially inaugurated with the president of the region." Viesti made his statement on the sidelines of the opening ceremony of Agrilevante, the exhibition organized by the Fiera del Levante and Unacoma Service, the service company of the National Agricultural Machinery Manufacturers Association, Unacoma, to continue until Sunday the 16th, with opening hours from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and with free entry for specialized business people upon presentation of the free coupon form to be completed at the entrances.
È una fiera interessante, spero molto partecipata
It's an interesting trade fair, and I'm hoping for the great participation of business people and the public with their own interest in innovations in agriculture. This is one of the Fiera del Levante leading events. It's very important because it brings together the market, that of Central South Italy, and we hope for more, and the Balkans and the Mediterranean, and also ties in the arrival of business people, because agricultural mechanization is the Emilia-Romagna region tradition, but with luck over the years has expanded production centers. Dario Stefano, Regional Commissioner for Agri-Food Resources, spoke up in agreement in saying that the architectural jewel fully meets the requirements of the Fiera organization and exhibitors. We are experiencing an extraordinary time for agriculture. We are in the midst of implementing the rural development plans, which have allocated important resources for the Italian agricultural system for the innovation of production processes, but we are also experiencing debate on the new common agricultural policy, which penalizes the Mediterranean, and this worries us not a little.
Per noi questa è l'opportunità non solo di raccontare l'evoluzione.
This is an opportunity to tell of the evolution not only in new technological innovation processes, but also summarize what we have done and what there is still to do. Unacoma, from this point of view, is a reliable partner which has enabled us this year to reach record numbers as regards exhibitors and area utilized. Massimo Goldoni, the Unacoma president, saying, "We are happy to have given life with the Fiera and the region to an absolutely essential appointment for the world of agriculture."
In 2011, we have a very decreasing market. We had at the beginning of the year increasing of registration of tractors about 13% plus. But this was in the first 6 months of the year. Then from June to September, the percentage of increasing was lower and lower, 10 to 3% plus. This is a very dangerous signal, because we can see that with this decreasing way of the market, we will arrive at the end of the year with a total number of registration of tractor and also of the other machinery near the same percentage of 2010. That was a very difficult year. This is for us a signal that the market needs a sort of support, of financial support, and this could be really a good tools, a good instrument with the PSR.
The agricultural machinery market is again on the decline after a positive start for the year. The first half of the year, displaying a 13% increase in tractor sales, became history with data on registrations updated to the end of September, signaling a sizable downturn. The plus side for tractors declined to 3% for a 10% fall-off in 3 months, with trailer sales also dropping from plus 10% in the first half to 3.9%, while combined harvesters were already in the red at minus 3.9%, as were transporters, down 10.5%. The data, made public today by the President of the National Union of Agricultural Machinery Manufacturers Unacoma, Massimo Goldoni, reflect the generalized slowdown of the country's economy, come in the midst of an especially sensitive phase for the entire Mediterranean area. The European countries in this area are in fact displaying negative mechanization market trends. Aside from Italy, also on the decline are Spain, where tractor sales were off 4.4% up to August, Portugal, with a drop of 10.7% at the same point, and Greece, down 1.7% by June. On the other side of the ledger were the sound trends in the leading European countries, with a 21.5% surge in tractor sales in France by the end of July, ahead 27.9% in Germany by the end of August, and the United Kingdom gaining 3% in August. Much more critical is the southern shore of the Mediterranean, where political and military crises have strongly influenced economic activities, meaning that the agricultural machinery market, among others, has collapsed. In laying out the scenario for these markets, Goldoni stressed that though there is a lack of overall data on sales in the countries of North Africa and the Middle East, the evidence at the level of foreign trade is more than eloquent. Italian tractor exports were in sharp decline to Syria by 81%, Lebanon 35%, Egypt 66%, Libya 42.6%, Tunisia 28%, Algeria by 42%, and Morocco 52%. Another issue of fundamental importance for the future of Italian agriculture and the mechanization of the sector is the Rural Development Plan called PSR. We spoke with a representative of the Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Forestry, Graziella Romito, and the President of Unacoma, Massimo Goldoni.
Questa programmazione 2007-2013 è stato elaborato da parte del Ministero in collaborazione con tutto il partenariato, quindi con le regioni.
This 2007-2013 planning has been developed by the Ministry in cooperation with all partners, meaning the regions and the business enterprises. It's a national strategy plan which sets the planning guidelines for interventions which are decanted into the single regional development plans managed at the regional level. While now we have a national strategy plan, after 2013 the Commission is expecting a sort of partnership contract between the Member State and Commission through which interventions and planning will be defined, not only for rural development policy, but for social fund interventions and all the structural funds. As it happens, spending has to be speeded up, so not only do steps have to be taken for beneficial interventions or, like last year, through advance payments, and not only those which were able to avoid the disengagement of financing. The regions will have to be able to spend these resources because in this planning phase, losing funds would damage not only our enterprises for the national production system, but also because this would take us into negotiations in a very difficult situation. Among other things, these criteria have to be maintained. Italy, with a 9.2% share of the highest total of the rural development resources at the European Union level, would drop to 8.5%. Negotiations look very difficult, so we have to commit all our efforts to make certain that Italy is not cut back in relation to this planning.
The agricultural planning of the resource from European Community to Italy and to the region of Italy, that in this first 4 years of the PSR 2007-2013 used just a very low quote of this very big amount of money, because we are talking about 9 billion euro in total, and we had in this first part of the use just a 30% medium, the average of the Italian region. Then we have a lower utilize of this very big amount of resources in southern Italy. We have 22% in total. We have in this part of the southern part of Italy, in Puglia region, a higher utilize of these resources, about 27-28%. This is very important because we saw the registration of tractors in this first 9 months of the year about 49% plus than the year before, and in this way we can say that with the proper use of the tools, of the resources, of the financial instruments, the market will answer in the proper way, and we hope that the Italian government, the Italian regional government will utilize this important part for agricultural market in this way also in the next 6 years from 2014 to 2020, because the money will be very important, a little bit lower than the previous 6 years, but really important in this very difficult period of the economy, the market and agricultural.